Hey, how's it going? So, if you're getting this error, you see anomaly card breakdown. Um, the key is error, right? Now, you're trying to basically create an array of strings, but you're still getting this error, even though this is not a React JSX element. So, the reason for that is because you're passing in an empty array into object keys, and then you're mapping an empty array, empty object. As soon as you start mapping an empty object, you will get this error. So you will see that, you see, API data is fetching, so it's an empty object, and then immediately you get the error, right? Even though, because UI is mapping, basically UI is mapping and producing an array that is then gets mapped inside the template, right? So to eliminate this error, you need to create some kind of a placeholder code, right? So I will show you that this error is gonna disappear as soon as you put a placeholder code into it. Right, so we're gonna wait a bit until it's going to reload. So note the anomaly card error, right? So that's the one we're trying to fix right now. Okay, so it's reloading, and then boom, it's gone. You see? Well, this is API data, but this happened because I replaced the mapping with something that actually has data in it. Does that make sense? So this code here is kind of irrelevant at this stage. Fundamentally, basically, the issue is if you have an empty object and you're trying to create a map out of it through object keys, you will get error in React. You'll get the key error, right? Now, another thing you need to, I noticed, the object, to eliminate the error, the object has to be minimum with 2 keys. If it's 1 key, it's not going to work. So, you see, we're going to eliminate 1 key, and you will see that it's going to reload, and the error is going to appear again. So, we're looking for anomaly card error. Okay, so we need to wait until it reloads. So it reloads, and you will see that we have anomaly card error again. It's back. And the reason is because it has to be at least 2 keys. I don't know why that is, but I mean, it seems to be the case. Okay, so how do we fix it, right? So this is our API, right? This is our API. What we do is we check for length. So we take our API, which is coming from a server, and if the length is 0, it's an empty object, we temporarily put the placeholder text into it. Well, not placeholder text, but the placeholder object with at least 2 keys, right? So this is kind of like a placeholder. As soon as the data, API data is loaded, now, my apologies for this code here, it's just it just sorts from highest to lowest, right? So as soon as the API loads, it will correctly replace this object here with correct API data. Does that make sense? So I hope you understand the logic. So if the API is empty, temporarily use this object here. Once the once the API came in from the server, so your memo function is going to re-render. So now this condition is false. It's going to use the correct API, right? So now we just need the API equal to, and we'll put it in here. So under this code, API could be one of 2 things, right? It can be either this placeholder, or it can be the correct data. And this will eliminate the key error, because at no point in time is the object empty. Does that make sense? So that's kind of the whole thing. But there are many ways to handle it. You can maybe create loading. While loading, don't even use this function, for example. You could do it that way. But I just opted to create a placeholder. You can do it this way. Okay, take care. Bye-bye.